Hello, everybody. My name is Melissa Skinner with DSI. I'm the Director of Operations. Thank you guys so much for being here today. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day so that we could introduce our new eStore to you. For those of you who have spent a lot of time with DSI, you know us, we talk a lot about how we bring national convenience and products, to our friends and neighbors here locally. We'd like to talk a little bit more about that today with our enterprise level convenience of the eStore, but with a local provider, local service. I'm going to focus a little bit on our buying habits and changing those up a little bit. We all know and love the convenience of online shopping, and we want to bring that to you locally. So changing those habits of buying from big box stores to buying here locally, keeping your money in New Mexico, supporting New Mexico jobs, schools, and fueling the New Mexico economy. So thank you again for taking the time. Just a quick housekeeping item. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please throw them into the chat and we will be answering all questions at the end of the presentation. So again, changing our habits in spending. We're just asking that customers start taking a look at our eStore and seeing if their additional office needs can be supplied through our DSI eStore. When you buy local, more of every dollar you spend stays in our community. So that's actually about 68% of the purchase stays in New Mexico. So you're supporting jobs, our schools, in our own backyards. So every bit you spend is a vote for New Mexico. We built the eStore to have the same convenience. I mentioned a little bit about talking about our national support and services, but at a local level. So your eStore should still look like all other online shopping that you experience, but then you're buying from a local partner. I do want to touch on one thing that we've already seen come up a little bit, and that's the difference from the ordering from the eStore versus ordering for your contracted equipment. So majority of you have your large copiers, some of your printers on contract with DSI. The eStore does not take over your complement. It's just your contract. It's a complement to your contract. It doesn't replace it. So think of your eStore for anything you need. If you have a desktop printer that isn't covered by your DSI contract, that's what you're going to go to the eStore for. So this is a purchasing site. So you want any of your contract items to still run through our normal methods where you call in or email in to DSI for your contracted equipment. But the eStore will provide, there's AV items, headsets, different things of that nature that are, again, just a complement to, filling your needs outside of your DSI contract. So again, it complements, but it does not replace your contract. Let's see. So right now, what we're going to do next is just see how the eStore works in real life. I'm going to hand this over to 𝗬𝗓𝗄𝗪𝗏. Please welcome him. He's from Oberon NextGen, our e-commerce and DCA partner. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Hi, everyone. And thank you for the opportunity. Thanks to DSI as well for trusting us with their technology needs. And what we're going to see today is really a walkthrough of their new e-commerce store that we are very proud, and we have been working hand in hand with the DSI team to bring you this next-gen technology on e-commerce. Right now, e-commerce is nothing new to anyone on this call, but we did want to highlight a few of the features that you're gonna see. You can expect from this web shop, everything that you like from the e-commerce shops that you're used to, you can expect to find it here, and a little bit more as well. So we're going to be touching a little bit upon that. First off, if you don't have it bookmarked already, you can find the DSI e-commerce shop at eStore.dsI.com. dsinem.com. You can also find it by navigating into their main banner when you go to their main site, and you can click the link so that you're brought over here. The first thing you're going to see if you're a first-time visitor is going to be this message where you have to accept the use of cookies, as we're all getting used to that by now. So you just hit accept on that, and then you'll be able to access the store fully. You'll be able to browse, you'll be able to look around, but for it to be functional, for you to be able to add to your cart, to create quotes, to create favorite lists, I suggest that you go ahead and create an account right off the bat. So if you click on the login button, I'm sorry, I just lost that. If you click on the login button right here, you should be brought to a form where you can add all of your information. And once you click save, then you're off to the races. You're in the system. Good. So after that, let's take a quick look at once you're logged into the store. Let me see, I should have it up here. You'll be able to see the new options pop up, like my account, where you can go and see your order history. You can see the saved quotes history, and you can also change any of the information you're billing. For the shipping information, you can handle it separately than the billing information. So, and that's always available at checkout as well, if you want to modify that during the process, the checkout process. Okay, so let's go to the main store. You'll see that we have a lot of different categories and subcategories, and there's a lot of goodies in here that you might not have seen and being offered by DSI before, like Melissa said. It's, once you click on a category, you'll get a lot of different options. And let's go through some of these. Let's see, let's click on the PC, and I'm sorry, my internet's been acting up a little bit lately. Hopefully we get this going. Give me a second just here. Let's see here. There we go. Just had to close that out. Okay. So in the 3D printers category, I just click, we only have one product. So let's just see if we have any other products in the categories here. For the laser printers, we have about 135, and you are able to sort them by price, high to low or low to high. And you'll be able to see in the listing the part number, which comes in handy when you're looking for part numbers. You can always search by part numbers in our store. You'll be able to see the pricing and a small description. If you click on the product itself, you'll be able to go to the product description page, where you're going to get a lot more information, including the specs, the description, all the details you need for any of the products that are being offered. So it's very, very as far as the specs and the descriptions. You also get a lot of images. Sometimes you'll even get a few videos, depending on the product as well. To add to cart, it's a really simple process. You just click on add to cart, and you can choose when you're there the amount of products. So let's say I want to buy a couple of these, and you'll see that the price changes. Now you have two options here. You can either, well, you actually have three options. You can create a quote. You can just view the cart in case it's been updated by a previous cart that you had, or you can click on checkout. Now let's create a quote, because we're not ready to spend about $24,000 just yet. We're going to go ahead and create a quote. And it was sent to my email. and it's been saved to the store as well. I clicked on the link that was there, and it takes me to the product and the quote. Another way of getting to your saved quotes is by going to my account, and you see the quote history option. You'll be able to find the quotes that you have there. And these are saved by default right now for 30 days on the store. So at any point during 30 days, you can come in with that price that had been created. You can go ahead and add it directly to the cart from here. So that makes things a lot more simple, right? So let's go and see. Because I had already had it open there. So let's go back. Before we do the checkout process, though, I wanted to show you something really cool. What we have here is DSI AI concierge that can help you guide you through your store. So Alex is telling me here, what are you looking for today? Well, I'm interested in printers. And the AI, it's not just a chatbot like you're used to, but it's actual LLM that is being pinged for responses and it behind it. So maybe color. I don't know much about printers. So just a color printer. So it tells me, okay, well, go check out the laser printers, and it gives you a link to that exact category of the store. And while you're there, Alex is going to start asking more questions to refine the process. So let's look at print technology. Do you need a fast or high quality? It's going to start guiding you whether, what are your needs? What is your budget? Do you want a touch screen? And it does this for all different products in the store, right? Not just printers. So that is one of the biggest things that we have to offer here as far as customer support goes and assistance. And it works really well. We're working, and hopefully by the end of the year, we're going to be having a voice chat where you can actually just click the microphone button and you can interact touching your screen or your mouse. You're going to be able to have a conversation with the AI, and it's going to add things to your cart. It's going to help you compare items and the likes. So yes, that is one of the things that I wanted to show you. And I'm sorry if you're asking questions. I don't have that screen up in front, but feel free to do them in chat, and I'll get to them right at the end. Let's see now. Let's go ahead and check out. Let's go ahead and pick something else. We can X out and clean that card. Card is empty. We decided that, you know what, we're not going to buy that other one because it was too expensive. Not just yet. I'm not just ready. We're going to check out with this smaller version. The checkout process is pretty straightforward, right? You can use as I explained earlier, the shipping information, same as billing information or different from billing information, much like you're used to already on e-commerce stores. It's going to confirm the shipping, and the shipping costs in this case is going to be determined after the checkout. So we click on continue. We go to the final page. We have a few options here where maybe in the later date, you'll be able to have other options as to check out with invoices and whatnot, or other payment options. But for right now, we have the credit card or to upload a PO file that's going to be available as well. We click on confirm order. And this is really important for you to know. Everything that happens after you click on confirm order is going to be happening outside of our store. So it goes to a trusted, verified third-party provider, in this case, Stripe, which is well-renowned, is secure, is compliant. It's one of the lead credit card payment processors worldwide. And this is really important because it's really important for you to understand that we do not keep in file or in a database any of your payment information. It's always secure, handled by a third party, and this is how we've been doing it with a lot of our customers. And yes, and you click on pay. I'm not going to do that. because I don't need a $2,000 printer right now. And you'll be able to see your confirmation email come in, and you'll be able to see the order placed on the store. We can go to my account. And in order history, you can see that we have, well, that was the quote, that we have, this is what I showed you earlier, right? That we have an order that's already been fulfilled. The other one's not been fulfilled yet because I didn't place the order. Well, that's basically the walkthrough. We are going to have a moment here for questions and answers. I know it's been, pretty basic and really quick, but we are ready for any questions that you might have. Let me stop sharing so I can see the screen.
Thank you, Annabelle.
We have a question from Brandon here. If I'm already a customer looking for a product and can't find it, who can I reach out to, Melissa?
Thank you, Brandon. So if there's a product you can't find or you have any trouble at all, you can just email us at eStore@DSInm.com, and we will get back to you with any responses. So I'll put that in the chat so you all can have that information.
Thank you. Any other questions? Feel free to paste them in chat. We have one from JP. Where would you find this device?
So if you're just looking for ink or toner, just right there in that search bar, you should be able to go. If you know the part number, you can enter it. If you just know the model, toner for HP LaserJet, 4000i or whatever it is, whatever that model is, you can put some different information there. So foil film, JP, that one, I know particularly you're looking for your Curio wide. I know that is not, you all do pay for that supply, and it's not covered under your contract like your other devices. So we did restrict some of the Konica devices and things there just because we were trying to eliminate people for looking for those contract items. So let me double check on that and see if that film is there or we can get that showing for you. But it would be in that same supply area. But I'll check specifically for you and get back to you.
And a couple of things. I'm glad you asked that question, JP, because I completely forgot that. Here, I just searched for toner. You can see the keyword was toner, and this is the response we get. We can further, we can further improve that search by choosing the manufacturer, and it'll filter just in this case by brother toner, right? And what's available on the store. So that is another feature of the store that I forgot to mention. So, but yes, also, if you have your toner and you have the part number, in this case, TN3550, you can always search by part number, like we mentioned, and it'll bring you to that. And you can always go ahead and give me a second here. You click on the toner, you can add to favorites. Forgot to mention that as well. So by clicking this little heart, it adds to your favorite list. And if you have a recurring list of items, a shopping list that you do on a monthly basis, let's say, you can always have that, and they're going to show up here, and you can just add to cart, and you'll be ready to check out. Okay.
And there was a question for our contracted supplies, so I put that information in the chat there. You can call or email us at the supplies@DSInm.com or 505-256-9579. So, and this is our first phase in the eStore with all of the products that our vendor has access to, but we are going to be looking at, in the future, adding some additional items that will come directly out of the DSI area. So JP, that might be for like your 𝗘𝗅𝗽𝗍 on the film. We might ask you to continue to emailing supplies on that. We could eventually, we'll add our own, products in there, specific things like that, where we would still fulfill that through DSI. Can I find laptops here? Windows 10 is going to be phased out in October. So yeah, that's a great question. This isn't limited to toner and ink. You can find laptops, tablets, extra screens, mouse, a headset, additional products like that.
So here, if you go to the notebooks or laptops section, it'll by default start with the accessories. So in this case, I would, for instance, I could just sort by price high to low, and it starts showing me the notebooks they have in this category. In this case, you can also filter by vendors, like we said. So yes, you can definitely find laptops here and a whole lot more stuff IT related.
Looks like another question is coming in. We just want to remind everybody, we appreciate you taking the time to join us. So we have offered a 15% off your order, your first order placed with the eStore if you use in the first 30 days. So after the webinar, I believe you'll be receiving a code. Is that correct, Annabelle?
That is correct.
So get that 15% off your first order.
Okay, looked like it was another question was coming in.
There it goes. So some of the common things that are covered under your contract items are your, 𝗂𝗏𝗄𝗎, Epson, Sharp supplies. And so those, again, we kind of restricted that to try to help people. We don't want you to pay for something that you already have covered on contract. So we don't want people to try to use the eStore and end up trying to purchase something when it's already included in your maintenance agreement. So those are left. Price matching. If you find something lower at another site, is that what you're referring to? We feel like the pricing that we have put on the eStore is very competitive. We, took some time to do some proactive searching and things like that, looking at other websites. And there were cases where we were less expensive and other cases that we weren't. But I believe it would depend on the product. If you would just email that eStore, if you could show a comparison, we'll definitely take a look at it and see if it's in a position, we're in a position to match that price. We like to make sure that we're comparing apples to apples. That is exactly the same, that we're not looking at something that may be refurbished or has different accessory options, things like that. So we would consider it, but I can't guarantee it until I see the product. I hope that's understandable. You're welcome. Thank you, Lucas. Are there any other questions? Again, we'll stay on till the 11:30 time. Please feel free to put them in the chat. Again, I know sometimes on the fly, you don't think of the question, but if something comes up, please email us at the eStore at DSI-nm.com and we'll get back with any, with all replies.
Yeah. And how do you redeem your promo code? That's a good question. We're going to send you all are going to be getting the promo code pretty soon, and it'll have instructions, but it's during the checkout process that you would do that. And stay tuned because from what I hear from the DSI team, there's going to be some surprises here and there regarding promotions every now and then, right?
Right. Yeah, we're gonna look maybe some bundles and different options to offer our customers. Thanks, Hector. Will purchase orders be accepted? So we are offering credit card billing right now. You can put a purchase order there for your information right now, but we will, in our phase 2, where we start bringing that into our DSI system, we will set up accounts for the account you have set up will allow your purchase order to come through and be invoiced like you normally would through DSI. But everything at this time is through the Stripe app through credit card. So if you have a purchasing card that you could utilize at this time, but the PO would be more for your reference and not for us to go bill against. Another thing that's really important to us is your feedback. So if you go online and you search around and you have some suggestions, please reach out and let us know. We're always looking to improve, and we will reach out to our team and see what we can do to accommodate. Sometimes people like to see little changes, different search methods. We did really work ahead of time to try to work out any kinks and get out, test it beforehand and work with the Oberon team to make sure it was as smooth as possible. So Brandon, how long does shipping take? Typically, I would say it's about 2 to 4 business days, just depending the time of day you order. There is a cutoff time. We are using a vendor, so that's why 68% is staying, not 100%, but our vendor is outside of New Mexico, and so 2 to 4 days is what you should look like. If there's an occasional back order or something like that, then we'll work with our supplier to get you that additional information. Thanks, Vince. So there's an article about shopping local, how much of your dollar stays when you purchase local versus out their big box. Well, not a big box store, it's a big online store, but our Amazon and things like that. We did do some testing, and you asked about price matching. There were products that we found that we actually did, were cheaper than Amazon, and we feel really proud of that. We are a locally owned, family-owned business based in New Mexico, and we're proud that we can compete with some of our, the larger competitors. Well, I think if there are no more questions, we can go ahead and wrap things up. Again, thank you for taking time out of your day to, spend a half hour with us. We hope it was valuable. And JP, I'll specifically look into the curio-wide foil and get back with you on that. And if you have, again, any questions, eStore at DSI-eNM.com. Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you. Thanks, Annabelle. Thanks, Lucas.